Easy. Take her easy. I got you. Take her easy.
All right, creatures of the night, here we are, special bonus edition, special emergency episode of the podcast here on Talking Taker. I am, of course, Alex Dorio, joined by my tag team partner, my wrestling buddy, my Hall of Fame partner, my emergency podcasting partner, Mr. Travis White. And Travis, we had to come on here for a few minutes because of the tremendous, stupendous breaking news in the world of professional wrestling today. It's been made official. We've been anticipating it. We've been wondering when it's going to happen. But The Undertaker being inducted into the 2022 class of the WWE Hall of Fame. What's your initial reaction to this, Travis? Because I'm excited, but I'm a little upset he didn't come on our show to announce it. I got to say, a little bit disappointed. But initial reactions, man.
Oh man, finally. And again, it's perfect timing. It's Texas. He just officially retired his last match last year. The going away, it's perfect, man. It's a perfect storm. Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it.
Unfortunately, you and I will not be doing it there. We'll go ahead and squash that. I'm sure people will be asking us that, and we'd love to make it happen. But
if they'd announced this a week ago, 2 weeks ago, man, I would have had tickets to go. But I've already got tickets to something else that night, and I'm going to the beach next day. So,
and I will either have a newborn, like a week old,
like a fresh,
fingers crossed, or she won't have been born yet potentially. So I may be in the hospital with the newborn being born while the Hall of Fame is announcing. So timing,
it would have been right to go without you. So
I would endorse you going, but it just doesn't look like it's going to happen. It's going to happen after SmackDown WrestleMania week. I guess if you get tickets to SmackDown, you get the Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
2 for 1.
Yeah, tickets go on sale on 22nd, I think, of February, and it's tickets for the show and the Hall of Fame. Yeah,
that's awesome.
So, yeah. Which is what I had heard the rumblings of that, but I'm glad they're doing that. It's pretty cool.
And they haven't announced yet if a lot of speculation that it could just be a solo class with The Undertaker as the only person, but they haven't made really any indication of that. And I think them doing it right after a SmackDown show means it's probably not going to be a super long Hall of Fame ceremony. So I don't think they'll have like 8 inductees, but, maybe 3 or 4 possibly. Or, everyone has been saying it. They'd love to see The Undertaker go in by himself. There's a lot of ways they could do that.
No, yeah, especially if you're filming right after, like you said, you could just go just him, people talk about him, videos about him, just all him for an hour or whatever. It's going to be on the Peacock, I think.
It'll be on the Peacock. That's right.
SmackDown. So it'll be cool, man. It's a cool opportunity to go to, for sure.
Yep.
Because it's not like I said, but now you're already out. You're already at SmackDown. Just stick around.
Yeah. If you already had tickets to SmackDown that night, lucky you. That's super exciting. And of course, it'll be.
I was going to say the reason I won't be there, I'll actually be at one of his dental patients, Neighbor Gatsby, my favorite comedian. Taker did his dental work, if you guys recall, several episodes ago.
Yeah, we talked about that. There's a clip on YouTube of that, I believe. It all comes together.
Yeah, see?
It'll be the first Hall of Fame ceremony with fans in attendance in 2 years. So obviously they didn't do it in 2020, and last year they had the virtual one in the Thunderdome and all that. And we've been saying since Survivor Series 2020, we just want to see Undertaker get to have that farewell in front of fans, because we have not seen him in a WWE arena since Survivor Series 2020. First time that he's done that. So I'm just excited for that prospect.
Wow. Yeah, I mistakenly said earlier last year was his last. Yeah, it's been 2 years. It's crazy. Yeah. It's flown by. Man, these COVID years just fly by. They're also long. They're long and short at the same time. But anyway, it's been almost 2 years since we've seen him. That's crazy. This is awesome. Guys out there, let us know if y'all are going. Is this your ticket to? Is this the thing that's selling you on going? Because that's one thing you and I talked about, kind of off camera, is if you're going to announce Taker, why would they not have announced it back in November when the tickets went on sale for Mania? This is a big selling point. They want to sell out 2 nights of 100,000 seats at Jerry's World, and adding the Hall of Fame in the night before, just announce that from a PR perspective and a marketing. Why not drum that up for some business? Now that they got tickets for BOGO, for Mania, and it's now they're going to announce Taker. So I don't know, man. This is the latest they've ever waited throughout in the year to announce Hall of Fame inductees. So it's crazy.
It's a bit kabuki-ish, as Bruce Pritchard would say, because, yeah, I mean, everyone, it's like been kind of the worst kept secret in wrestling that Undertaker's going to go in the Hall of Fame this year. We've all been speculating it. We've all been waiting for it. Why not announce it? They usually start the announcements
December
at least
sometimes.
in January. Yeah. To when the Hall of Fame tickets usually go on sale, they usually, announce something. And I know COVID, they're probably waiting, to figure out how are they going to be able to do it? What's it all going to look like? But still, a very, very strange situation, but glad it has finally worked out and we get to call Undertaker a Hall of Famer. Let me list off some of the accomplishments that BT Sport posted on Twitter. I'm sure everybody listening knows all these, of course, but 21-0, the streak, 4-time WWE champion, 3-time World Heavyweight champion, WWF Hardcore champion, 6 times WWF Tag Team champion, WCW Tag Team champion, 2007 Royal Rumble winner, the Dead Man, Big Evil, the Phenom, American Badass, Lord of Darkness, Booger Red, the Man Who Walks with Angels,
the White Savior.
That's right. I forgot about that one.
I'll never forget that one.
Ron Simmons. Man, what jumps off to you? What's the number one accomplishment there for that Hall of Fame career?
Probably 21-0 at WrestleMania.
Yeah,
that's it. I mean, I was listening to Busted Open today, and they were talking about just even if he didn't have the other things he had, no world titles, because that was the selling point of Mania for years after. Well, once he did the 9-0 or 10-0, whatever it was, like after that became just as big as a title match. Who's going to break Taker's streak? And then once it was broken, Brock, man, that's it. That's the seal of approval. Like this dude broke the Taker's streak. So yeah, some of the aura was gone, whatever. But still, even after that, it's like, is Taker going to keep winning or not? Whatever. But that's never going to be matched. There'll be other guys who had a hardcore title, who had 7 tag team titles, who had 7 world titles. There'll be guys like R-Truth who has 397 24/7 titles. It doesn't matter. But no one is ever, to borrow Chris Jericho, going to go 21-0 at WrestleMania ever again.
No, and I will just I'd say in addition to that, just the longevity of the entirety of his career, this 30-year span of wrestling, from Survivor Series 90 to WrestleMania in WrestleMania 36 in 2020, to have that longevity and relevance, and he wasn't just being carted out there like the Fabulous Moolah or Mae Young or something like that, or some old guy like a Ron Simmons or somebody, or Sergeant Slaughter, who's just having that match against Jack Swagger on Monday Night Raw or something for like 5 minutes. He's contributing, he's main eventing, he's putting people over, he's making people, and you pointed that too. Like you just look at the archives of our podcast and look at all the careers he touched, impacted, and made. I'm not going to read them all off, but you won't go through Twitter and Instagram today. Not even guys in the company. So right. On WWE, obviously they tell people to tweet about stuff a lot of times, but you got guys, legends, people not even associated with WWE anymore that are tweeting about this guy. Did you see any favorites that jumped out to you?
Well, I mean, just other mainstream things, and I know WWE puts it out there, but he's mainstream. Like ESPN is putting it out there, and like I know they have a relationship, but like, how many millions of people see that from ESPN on Twitter and social media, like, and they're gonna be like, oh, this is the Undertaker. It's not like a, I don't know, a new guy, like just somebody. It's someone who everybody's dad grew up watching. Yeah. They grew up watching. They all know him, so it's just awesome. But just I've seen all the comments from everybody, and just. I don't know, man. There's not one in particular that stands out. They just all stand out to me because it's just been flooded with. It has. Finally, it's time. He deserves it. And I think Glenn Jacobs put a good one out about, like, I love the Undertaker, but I love the man, Mark Calaway. And that's what a lot of people have been saying too. You've seen that, like, not only does this character, who's the greatest, like you say, professional wrestling character of all time, but the man himself, like, he stands the test of time. And someone who said that, I think it was Flair, may have said nobody's deserved it more since Austin, and I think that's true. Like, there's only so many guys that are up there in that level anymore, and I think the only one glaring omission now after Taker is going to be The Rock, right? But they're probably saving that for Hollywood next year or Miami or something. But like, as far as just guys that are just icons of a bygone era. There's nobody else left.
Yeah, no, I loved, liked all the younger generation saying stuff. Damian Priest and Drew McIntyre, Rhea Ripley, even all those people. I loved AJ Styles. Jerry Lawler put one out and shared some Memphis footage of him and Taker. Of course, love seeing that. All right, last couple questions. So we'll wrap this up. Lost my train of thought.
And full disclosure, we recorded March's episode before we found this news out, of course. So you guys you'll hear us cross our fingers for this announcement. So that's why we're kind of putting this out right now, because when March's episode comes out it's a special episode, we will not have had this. This will all be in the future. So we got to get this breaking news out now.
It's our curse. It always happens this way.
Exactly.
Did you see the video that WWE tweeted out with the Metallica and the Kid Rock song on there?
Yeah. I watched it. That was really good, man.
I thought it was going to be Need to Breathe. That's like their Hall of Fame go-to music, man.
Yeah, I would love that. I'm rocking them today. Anyway, it'd have been great, man. So if we can get that going, that'd be awesome. But yeah, it's their video packages are second to none, man. They're just the best. So
of course.
Yeah.
Any speculation? Do you think he will be wearing the snakeskin pants, a full snakeskin suit for
I hope
Survivor
he's
Series
been
2000?
Get him away for 22 years.
If they're ever going to make a reappearance, it's on this night, I think.
He walks out in those. Holy cow. No, I am wondering, though, like, is he going to come out as Taker and then give a speech as Mark or what? Like, we don't know. So and either way, like, I don't care if he comes out and says anything. If they do a whole spiel about people talking about him, then he just comes out and kind of does a bow. Whatever. That's fine. That's the character Undertaker going in. But if he wants to come out and speak as Mark, because we've all kind of been behind the curtain now because of his Last Ride docuseries, like, that's fine too. I don't care. Either way, this is the man, dude. He's the best.
Yeah, it'll be very strange to see him just come out and do a speech as Mark Calaway.
Yeah.
I'm sure, honestly, even after all this time, he'll probably be very nervous to do something like that. It might feel awkward, but I think we'll see him in a suit and come out there and make a speech on Hall of Fame night. But I'm hoping at WrestleMania on one of those nights, when they introduce the Hall of Famers, I hope he puts the jacket and the hat on and gets to do the Shakespeare pose one last time in front of a live audience.
Texas, man.
And then the glaring question that everyone's wondering, who will induct him? Of course, it could be a multiple person thing that, like, we've speculated about, but if it does end up being just one person, man, who are the names that come to mind for you?
Well, obviously you got like a Shawn, Triple H, Kane, obviously his brother. But I think this is one where I wouldn't mind if they broke their rule. I wouldn't mind if Vince came out and did it. Yeah. I don't know if he could, though. I don't know if he could, because Vince doesn't want to be mentioned at Halls of Fame. He doesn't want anyone to say his name. He doesn't want any credit. I wouldn't mind if he did it this year. I wouldn't. Dude, this is his best creation he's ever had.
Yeah, if he's ever going to do it again.
For all the Duke the Dumpster Drosies and all the Repo Mans and all the, Spirit Squads, there's a Taker, man, and he outlasts them all. What about you? What do you think?
All the ones you suggested would be cool. I think Kane is almost like too obvious. And he's done some other inductions of other people, so I'm kind of thinking it might not be Kane.
Right.
One I thought of is somebody who's never done an induction of somebody would be Stone Cold Steve Austin. Like, he is, close friends with Taker. That's also in Texas. They had that great banter on the Broken Skull sessions. He's the
other guy on the Broken Skull twice. Only guy ever there.
I think that would be a really neat crossover.
Oh, that'd be great.
Great honor, and the other biggest star of the Attitude Era. They're the two people that face each other the most. They're the most frequent opponents. So that's one I thought maybe a little bit out of left field, but I would love to see. But
yeah, it'd be great. I know people are speculating for Austin to have a match. I don't think he will, but if he's involved in Mania and having that'd be awesome. Yeah. Coming out and doing that, because dude, can you imagine the glass breaking and then him coming out and then coming out with Taker? It's just, oh man, a little kid in me is excited, dude.
I know, man. I'm getting stoked. So should be the best Hall of Fame ever, possibly, just for us at least. So, of course, we encourage you to go check out all episodes about his entire Hall of Fame career in the archives. We got a new episode coming for you March 1st with our special guest, Randy Turco. It's going to be very fun. unique episode. We're doing a fantasy draft for our dream
so
Ministry
good.
of Darknesses. I could not have predicted how this one was going to go, but it was so fun. I can't wait for everyone out there to hear it. And so coming in April, I'll put more out about this on social media, but Travis and I, you and I talked about it. If the announcement finally does go down, I'll just put a little teaser out for everybody. We want to hear from you. We want to have it be our April episode, be a tribute to The Undertaker for his Hall of Fame from all of the creatures of the night, from all of the fans. So we want you, the listeners, to record something. Record a thank you Taker message, audio or video, however you want to do it. Maybe like 2 to 3, 4 minutes or something like that. Just telling The Undertaker how much you appreciate him, why you're a fan of his, what are your favorite moments of his, why you're excited for him to go in the Hall of Fame, just kind of saying thank you for all the memories that he's given us. And we want you to send that to us. We will put it together for a very special podcast episode. So go ahead and be doing that. Well, I'll put the information out on social media. Go ahead and be thinking about how you want to do it. You can DM it to us. I'll put the email address out there. It's talkingtaker@gmail.com if you want to send something our way. And hopefully we'll get enough of them to make it into a cool episode. And, ideally, we could get it out there and tweet it out there. And maybe Big Mark, Mean Mark, can hear it. That would be the dream of it, man, to have him get to hear all these fans talking about how much we appreciate him and how much he means to us. So be thinking about that. I'll put more out about that on social media. Thanks, Travis, for jumping on here. Any final thoughts here for this emergency podcast?
Oh, I'm just excited. I'm glad we could do this. You can say we're cursed with our announcements, man. We record episodes and then they have huge announcements like 3 days later, which is literally what happened this week. So, yeah, we're excited. We're stoked. The whole wrestling world is talking about it, and that's big, man. And it's all positive. It's not negativity. That's one thing.
I haven't seen one negative thing out there.
Wrestling is so tribal right now. It's AEW versus WWE, and I don't think any of the wrestlers care. They're all friends. But the fans are so tribalism, and it's just so one against the other. And I just want to enjoy it all. And this is one thing that's bringing the whole wrestling community together, which not a lot of folks can do that. So
that's a great point.
Kudos to Taker and to Mark Calaway for being able to rise above the hate, like John Cena says. And let's go, keep on, and keep your thoughts coming in, and what we want to hear from you, Creatures of the Night. And we're excited for the April episode. So,
all right. Well, what do we always say,
ladies and gentlemen? Get your Hall of Fame tickets ready, and as always, take her easy.
Boom.